Okay, we're going to continue our talk about authenticity, and more specifically, when someone says, I can't help it, this is how I am, or that's just the way I am. Here's the deal with that. We have our underdeveloped self, and we have our developed higher self. And when we say that's just who I am, and let's put it within the framework of, let's say you are with someone who is too nice and too amiable, and you don't quite know how to communicate that. That's a hard one to communicate. How do you communicate to someone, you're just too nice and too amiable? It's hard. What most people do is they run. That's why, nice guy or nice girl, you've been ghosted or you've been friend zoned. It's a hard one. Like, how do you do it? How do you say it? It makes you look like you're a jerk. But it's a real thing, because too nice and too amiable means you're void of true authenticity. Because anytime you veer from a balanced center, and all of us do this, so in life we're trying to, get that nice balance, that yin and yang, it's going to feel off. Just as if someone wasn't nice enough or wasn't amiable enough, they're too far over here, they're too controlling and too dominant. That's no fun either. So we want to work to be in the middle. That's the idea. So if someone is too nice and you're trying to have that conversation and they say, that's just who I am, I would suggest have them watch this video or my other videos on this topic, or you can try to give them examples of where it feels good when they make a decision or they have an opinion, and that feels sexy to you. I will admit this is a very touchy subject, because if someone is too nice, they're also probably a little bit on the too sensitive side, and they're going to take it personally. Yeah. So if you're one of those too nice people, know that about yourself. You're probably going to take it personally, and you got to build up some armor to handle differing opinions, because different opinions are good. They might expand you. That's awesome. And here's something you must know if you're a nice guy: women like to give their opinion. They do. They like your confidence. They like your uniqueness. They like you to come forth with ideas. And then we have an opinion about it. And you have to be able to take our opinion. If you can't take our opinion, we also see that as weak. We do. So I'm not buying, that's just who I am. You've got some work to do. Take one of my online courses. You can figure it out that fast. My courses are direct and to the point, and they get you there. Or you can remain a victim. You can remain believing that that's just how you are and that you can't change. That's not true. That is not true. All of us can shift and be balanced. So you just got to figure out which side you lean towards. Are you leaning towards being too nice and too amiable, which makes you boring and it appears like you lack confidence? Because you might be a confident person. You might be really awesome in career, let's say. But let's say in relationship, all of a sudden you become too nice and too amiable. Maybe, just maybe, something was in your childhood that caused you to be that way, that caused you to want to be pleasing. And what I've found is it can go both ways. So let's say you had a parent who was too dictatorial, too tyrannical, and you might have said to yourself, I'm not going to be that. I don't like the way that looked. And so you go to the extreme and you're too nice. There's an option. But I've also found people have a parent that literally was too nice and too amiable, and they just followed in their footsteps. So it just depends on which way you go. That's for you to figure out and for you to decide. You know what? I am the creator of my life and my relationships. What do I want to do with it? Do I want to make it great? Do I want to make it okay? Or do I want to continue to struggle? You decide. Think of it this way: when you're too nice and too amiable, you lack in authenticity, which you may have heard me say that before. So I picture when you lack authenticity, you're kind of nothing. You're like a noodle, you're a wet noodle that someone's trying to grab onto for strength. You need more strength in there. You need more of a pillar of who you are. Who are you? What do you like? What makes you you? It's fascinating to learn about someone new. And if you're too busy being amiable, where are you? So I was teaching this class, and it was with a group of men that were nice guys, and they were too far on the nice scale. And it was really awesome. They were really getting it. One of the guys in there realized that he was friend zoned by everyone. And as I started sharing these ideas that I've shared in this video and others, a light bulb went on, and he just went, oh my gosh, I'm amiable all the time. I never have an idea. I never suggest anything. I just am always on board. And I think that that's so good and so nice. And he goes, this is revolutionary for me. And I was so excited for him. So then at the end of the talk, we did a practice session. Okay, you're talking with a girl. How do you ask her out? What do you do for that first date? And he nailed it. That guy nailed it. Was going to suggest a place and a time and make it happen. And this other guy in the class, it's like he wasn't there. And he was a funny one. And he basically said, well, I'm going to ask her what she wants to do. And I said, have you not been here this whole hour? So practice. Have ideas. Have opinions. Make suggestions. Tell her what you want to do. Kind of to reinforce this idea of the authenticity. I was chatting with my mate the other day, and sometimes I can be a little crazy. I'm unique, that's for sure. I definitely march to my own beat, and my boyfriend is a stable force in my life, thank goodness. I just kind of looked at him and I go, why do you put up with me? Now, I'm kind of saying it in jest and fun because I understand how good I am, how great I am. And he's great too. And that we yin and yang each other, which is awesome. But, I can be a little all over the place sometimes. But I also know that I offer really healthy communication skills, and I love myself, and I have my independence as well. So all that's really attractive. But basically, because I can be so, I asked him, why do you put up with me? And he goes, Kim, I was never one who just liked normal. I like unique. And I love what he said. That's really a good statement. And it's true. And I like his uniquenesses. He's really unique. He has an architect brain. It's so different than mine. So I find it fascinating. So that's where differences come in. We don't need to make people wrong for being different than us. Let's celebrate. But like I said, we're celebrating our differences, but it's not a cop-out to say that's just how I am. You got to dig deeper and see if you've got something to learn. All right, that's it for now. We'll see you guys next time. Oh, don't forget to check out Heartbreak University. Check it out. What have you got to lose? Come on. Life can be better. Life and love can be this grand adventure.